In Penal Code Section 261.5, California law defines statutory rape as unlawful sex with a minor. Now, that means sexual intercourse with a person who's under 18 years of age. Here in California, the age of consent is 18. Now, that's not the case everywhere. In some states, for example, neighboring Nevada, the age of consent is 16 years. But in California, it's 18 years. It's adulthood. And if you have sex with somebody under 18, you could be charged with this offense of statutory rape. Now, statutory rape is a wobbler. That means that it could be filed as a misdemeanor or a felony, depending on the circumstances. And as a felony, it could carry up to 4 years state prison. A lot of people ask, if I'm convicted of statutory rape, do I have to register as a sex offender? And the answer is no. It does not require sex registration. But that could change. The legislature could add it to the list of registrable offenses, and that could apply retroactively. So for all of these reasons, if you're accused of this crime, you want to do everything you can to try to fight the case and keep it off your record. Now, a lot of people sort of react to the term statutory rape by saying, well, it wasn't a rape. I mean, yes, maybe I had sex with a minor, but it was perfectly consensual. She or he invited it. There was no force, there was no coercion. And the response is that it really doesn't matter, because the law says a minor does not have the ability to consent to sex. So even if it's sort of consensual in a very common sense way of thinking about it, it's still a crime, legally speaking. Now we find that this offense of statutory rape, unlawful sex with a minor, is really one where a lot of people do get wrongly accused. And one of the reasons is that the accused may not have had actual sex with the person. So they may have kissed, there may have been heavy petting, cuddling, sort of romantic interaction that came close to sex, but no actual penetration. And if that's the case, then it's not the crime of statutory rape. Secondly, we see a lot of false accusations. Minors make accusations against adults all the time for a host of reasons. Sometimes they feel neglected, they're jealous, they're bitter, they're angry. So a lot of times it's he said, she said situations where we have a client who's been falsely accused. And finally, in a lot of these situations, there's an honest and reasonable belief that the minor was an adult. So let's say you meet a young lady at a party, and she tells you that she's 19, and she looks very mature. She looks like she's probably 19 or 20. And you have no reason to believe otherwise, but in fact she turns out to be 17 or 16. Well, in these situations, it is a good criminal defense that you honestly and reasonably believed that the person was of age. Here at Shouse Law Group, we've had a great record of success over the years at defending people charged with statutory rape, at getting charges reduced or dismissed for these very reasons.